Welcome to Word of Grace and Truth. Today's topic is the candle of God. The candle of God. The spirit of man is the candle of God. God lights man's spirit by inspiration. Then the spirit of man gets understanding and becomes a light to the world because he had been inspired by God. So with this topic today, there is no doubt that man is a human spirit. So the spirit of man in man is the candle of God. When God inspires that spirit, he has lightened the spirit. And then we get understanding. That was why Paul, in one of his prayers, he said, I pray the eyes of your understanding be enlightened. So when God enlightens man's spirit by inspiration, man becomes a light. And that was why when Jesus came, inspired some people, produced them as his disciples, he declared to them, you are the light of the world. A city that is on a hill cannot be hidden. Go and enlighten the world. Let your light shine to the world. The light of the gospel of God. The word of God is fire. That was what he disclosed to Jeremiah. And that was what Jesus said. Don't think that I came to bring peace. How I wish I have enlightened the world. It's not to put ordinary fire in the world, but to enlighten the world with the word of God. So when we are inspired by God, we now become the light, and now we can lighten the world with the gospel of grace and truth. Know this, that when we truly understand the word of God, it burns like fire in our hearts. When Jeremiah confessed that upon all his afflictions, he decided not to speak about the word of God again. He said, but why he tried to keep quiet? He said the word was in his bone like fire, locked up, so that he cannot bear it, and then he spoke. The same thing happened when Cleopas and another disciple were going to Emmaus when Jesus resurrected from the dead. Jesus met them and was expounding the word to them. And when Jesus now revealed himself after they have gotten understanding, they now told each other, couldn't you observe that while he was preaching to us the word of God, that our hearts were burning like fire? And they were trying, before they got that understanding, they were trying to pacify Jesus, not to continue on his journey, to stay with them because it's night. But when they got that understanding, were enlightened, they doesn't even know again that it was night. They have to leave Emmaus and now go back to the disciples and told them what has happened. So the word is like fire. You can't hold it. If God really inspired you, it will burn in your heart until you speak it out. It will be like a wine. You can't lock it. As soon as you open a wine that is corked, you see that the gases will go out. It's just like that way. Remain blessed with God and know also that Jesus Christ is coming.